So, you're watching this video because A, your professor is forcing you to learn JavaScript, B, you're forcing yourself to learn JavaScript, C, you're curious about where JavaScript could take you, or D, your YouTube addiction is hitting you hard and there's nothing else on your feed. Whatever the case, you're in the right place. This series is all about short JavaScript videos so you can level up fast. Let me quickly show you why you should learn JavaScript. It's the backbone of the web. Facebook uses JavaScript, Instagram, JavaScript, Netflix, also JavaScript. It's used to build websites, web applications, and even mobile applications with tools like React Native. Learning JavaScript is also a great first step into programming. Once you know JavaScript, it's easier to pick up other languages like Python or Java because you already understand the core concepts of coding. JavaScript has been the most popular language used in the industry. The average salary for a JavaScript developer in the United States is currently $105,000. Okay, enough about that. In this video, I'll get you set up with the tools you need to start coding. To write JavaScript code, you'll need a code editor, Visual Studio Code or VS Code. Lots of people use this, and that's what we're going to use. Download VS Code from the website and install it. So this is my VS Code. Mine probably looks different to yours because I've set a color theme in the settings. You can change yours by going here, themes, color theme. I think yours will probably be the light version here. That looks absolutely horrible. You could use the up and down arrow key to scroll through the different themes. So these are the dark themes. Usually a good developer chooses this. And the one I selected, Tokyo Night. I recommend adding an extension. So go here to extensions and search up prettier. So this is a code formatter. So install it, go to your settings, so preferences, settings, and we want to go to default formatter. Ensure that this says prettier down here, and we want to format on save. We want this ticked. So when you save a file, Prettier will format it to follow the best practices. If the text is too small for you, you can easily just zoom in or zoom out. Let's finally code some JavaScript. We have two options. We can run JavaScript in a web browser like Google Chrome or Firefox, or we can run JavaScript outside of a browser. Our simplest way of doing that is by using a thing called Node.js. Let's go with the Node.js option for now. We can download Node.js from their website right here. We'll be downloading version 22.11.0. However, what I use is actually called NVM, Node Version Manager. With NVM, you can use the command line to install and use different versions of Node.js. Why is that important? Because when you're working on multiple projects, you might have a different Node.js version. So for example, one project can use Node 22 and another could use Node 18. So with NVM, you can easily switch it into different Node versions. So I think it's best to start being comfortable with NVM. Installing NVM, just go here, installing and updating. Just follow the instructions here. But basically what you have to do is just paste one of these into your command line. Speaking of command lines, VS Code has a built-in terminal. So just go here, new terminal, or you could use this shortcut here. So this is my current working directory. Doesn't matter where you do it, but what you have to do, just paste it, Control V, and it will install NVM for you. To verify that you installed NVM, you could just type NVM version, just like that. And there's your NVM version. By doing NVM list, these are the different versions on my machine. This is the default. So 23 is what it's going to use, and a bunch of other things here. Not really too important. If you don't have the Explorer sidebar, you could just go to File, Open Folder, and just select the folder you want to use. Select folder. Let's get to the coding. Right click, new file. Let's name it index.js, and let's type in console log and hello world. Believe it or not, we have just made our first application. So you notice there that the prettier formatted our code. if I type in hello world with these double quotes, save it, and it'll save it as single quotes. If I don't have this semicolon here and save it, it will add the semicolon here. So this is enforcing best practices. Now, how do we run this application? So with nvm, we have installed Node to verify that. So we do Node version, and this will print out the version that we have right now. And this folder has the index.js file. So we type in node and index.js, the name of the file, and we go hello world. This is being logged into the console just like that. We have just made our first application. Now remember, we can run JavaScript in a web browser like Chrome. Let's make an index.html file and paste in some boilerplate code. Now HTML, this file builds the structure of the web page. This series will not cover any HTML, as it'll just be for JavaScript, so don't worry about any of these. However, knowing HTML is an essential skill in web development. We want to install Live Server, another extension. So this one here, we can go to our index.html file. We go right click and open with Live Server. We go allow, and the server is started at port 5500. We're gonna open up Chrome and type in localhost :5500, and this is the first web page. So in the body, this is where you want to make your changes so that it'll appear on the page. Let's add a P. This is a paragraph. Now with Live Server, when you save it, it should appear right here. We can have some JavaScript in here by adding a script tag, and then we just type in JavaScript within the script tag. So we can just do console log hello world, save, and if you go back to the page, we can see hello world is right here. Usually you want to link this to a JavaScript file, so you want this to link to this HTML file. Source dot, or the same directory, / index.js. I'm going to close this off, closing tag. So now this will have another hello world right there, which is coming from index.js line 1. What we did here is that we separated the web page structure to the HTML file and the web page behavior to the JS file. This is called separation of concerns, and it's a very important concept in programming. Imagine a restaurant. Without separation of concerns, there's one guy whose job is to take people's orders, cook their food, and serve it to them. He handles a lot of things at once. With separation of concerns, there's a chef, and their job is to handle making the food. There's a waiter, and their job is to take people's orders and bring food to their table. Their roles are clear, and the restaurant runs smoothly. Now in code terms, the HTML will structure our web page, and the JavaScript will program the behavior. CSS, cascading style sheets, is also there and will handle the presentation or styling of our web page. These roles are kept separate, so it makes it easier to develop and easier to maintain. Alright, here's a recap. We introduced JavaScript and why it's a wonderful skill to learn. We installed the tools we needed to start coding. We went over 2 ways of running JavaScript, in a web browser like Chrome or outside of a web browser with Node.js. Alright, got it? Easy.